Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm Jessica Williams. Thank you for joining me today. Happy Monday to you all. This month is really flying by, but you know what? Let's kick it off with some motivation. Here's the quote. Life is like a sewer. What you get out of it depends on what you put into it. That's a different take and an unexpected twist, but it's so true that life is what you make it. You can't sit around and wait for things to happen to you. You have to make things happen for you. That means set a goal and take the steps to make strides in that goal. For example, if you desire to lose weight or get in shape, you can't sit on the couch and daydream about it. You have to get up and start moving. Or if you want an organized house, you can't avoid the clutter. You have to dive into it and start organizing. Or if you want a really big life change, like pursuing a new career or moving states, you can't just think about it, you have to be about it. So remember, life is what you put into it, so start the process. So now let's get started on today's show. First up, I am taking you inside of Outback Steakhouse and see how this Australian-inspired restaurant is still thriving in the community. Then we get the scoop on the best places to go for a good Halloween scare from the CityMoms. And later, it's Money Mondays, and we are diving deeper into Social Security payments and when you should start activating them. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment is sponsored by Outback Steakhouse. I am outside of Outback Steakhouse, which offers an Australian flair, cozy atmosphere, and a variety of items on their menu. I'm taking you down under. Let's do it. Joining me now is a manager here at Outback Steakhouse, Sandra D. Gonzalez. Hi, Sandra.
Hello, how are you today?
Good, how are you doing?
Doing fine and dandy.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful day here at Outback, and we just want to learn more about the restaurant and a little bit of background. So, of course, this is an Australian flair, and you guys have so much to offer. So, kind of give us a background about Outback and what people can expect when they come here.
So, Outback Steakhouse was founded back in 1988 by our three founders. They really wanted to create a restaurant that had like the Aussie feel, but more or less it was all about the hospitality that Australia has to offer when it comes to their community or also when it comes to tourism. And that was kind of the vibe they wanted to bring back here to the US. So this store has actually been here for about 27, 28 years. And again, we've always embodied that. I've been with Outback for 16 years, which is why I love this company so much, but it's always been about the hospitality aspect of it all. You know, it's the food that gets the guests to come in first, but it's the service that keeps them coming back. So it's the combination between that. I think that's really separates us from our competitors is because we really care about the guest experience and about the hospitality aspect and really giving them everything, putting our best foot forward and creating, you know, our motto is creating a best 360-degree dining experience from the moment they enter the door, from the moment they exit the door.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I love how long you've been here. That's so much experience and longevity. It speaks to the actual company overall. And so when people come in and get that good hospitality, what type of food can they look forward to on the menu?
So we're known for our steaks, bakers, and blooms. So what we call our bloom and onion. It has actually been one of the staple appetizers we've had in the menu since the beginning in 1988. And then obviously we've been able to develop a lot of other things on the menu. So we're obviously known for our bold flavors and our fresh food that we make every single day. And one of the most popular items we have on the menu is our 6-ounce sirloin, which does have our 17 spice blend. So it is a little bit, like I said, a little bit more on that bold flavor aspect. And again, we actually contribute that bold flavor into a lot of our other food on the menu as well.
Okay, yeah. And steak, of course, is so popular, but you also have other options if people don't eat red meat, for example. So share with me about those.
So we have the Alice Springs chicken, which is also on our menu. That's actually one of the staple 15 items that's been on the menu since 1988 as well. It is a very well seasoned chicken that has Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese on it, honey mustard, mushrooms, and bacon. It's a really fan favorite. Like I said, it's been on the menu since 1988 that people definitely love. We're also known for, our fall of the bone ribs. We also have a few seafood options as well. Right now we're featuring the 6-ounce filet and snow crab at the moment with our limited time offer. So a lot of different options on the menu.
Yeah, and with you all being here for 30 years, I know people come in for their absolute favorites, and I know there's a couple of appetizers that people really look forward to. So what are those?
So the bloomin' onion, definitely for sure. And the cheese fries, the Aussie cheese fries. People love those so much. Those are actually the 2 most popular appetizers on the menu that people order outside of the coconut shrimp as well, which is another staple item that's been on the menu for a very long time.
Yeah, yummy, make me hungry. And as you all just really serve the community throughout the year, are there any specials or just kind of things, promotions that you all offer at different times of the year?
Yeah, so we kind of go through our limited time offers about every 2 to 3 months that we kind of switch that menu up. But the other things that we definitely offer every single day is like our $7 cocktails. And the one item that's been on there again since 1988 is our Wall'll Be Darn. You can kind of a little bit pun, while I'll be darn. But it's a very delicious, refreshing frozen drink that is Australian peach Bellini that has Svedka, Prosecco, and Peachtree Schnapps that's in it. You can also get it, as we say, down under and add in an extra shot for $1 more.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I want to go back to your history here and just really, can you describe what makes this place so great to work for and how you've really built a career over the last 16 years?
So I've really loved working for Outback Steakhouse. Again, I kind of got the bug when I was younger. I've started off with Outback back in 2007, and now it's been 16 years. I started off as a host and kind of worked my way through, but it was all about the hospitality aspect that really, drove me into it. I did get my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, but I saw a better opportunity with Outback Steakhouse, and it was the training aspect that I fell in love with, just because I have a passion for training and passion for knowledge, and I love to be able to share that with other people. And so then that's how I was able to travel for them for 3 years, move 4 times. Now I help out with new store openings, and that's been definitely putting my best foot forward with this company, and hopefully someday hope to work for home office, because I'm kind of doing some corporate things on the side right now at the moment.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much, Sandra, for speaking with me.
You're welcome.
And if this is the type of customer service that we're going to get when coming in, then this is the place to be. If you would like more information about Outback Steakhouse, we'll be sure to have their website to list it below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Outback Steakhouse.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
With spooky season being here, of course, a popular attraction to visit is a haunted house. And joining me today is Janine, our friend from the CityMoms, to share about some of the attractions you can visit near and far. Hi, Janine.
Hi there.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So, okay, I personally love a good haunted house.
Oh, because I am a total fraidy cat. Good, then we'll be a good mix here.
I've been searching for the best ones in the area, so I know that you have some recommendations for us today.
Yeah, so looking directly in Fort Wayne, we love, and I will say we love our CityMoms. I had to reach out to our CityMoms community and say, okay, what is the best haunted house here, knowing I'm a fraidy cat? But they love the Fort Wayne Haunted Castle in Black Forest.
Okay.
So at this location, you're getting kind of 2 great attractions in one. That Haunted Castle 2-story structure, lots of like dimly lit hallways. There's a lot of great spooky things going on in the haunted house.
Okay.
They also have a lot of the vignettes or the sections of the house that are modeled after some of those key horror characters.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of us really know. So 2 slides are also present at the haunted castle. So buyer beware. Just know that those might be around the corner for you. But that's the haunted castle. But again, they also have the Black Forest on site. So if you'd like an outdoor experience, the gravel trail, it's running along a creek. And I don't know about you, but if I'm out in the woods this time of year and it's dark, like anything is spooky. So I think this is going to be the perfect setting for a really spooky evening.
Yes. Okay, so actually I have to tell you, Janine, I have been to that haunted house last year, and we featured it on the show, and actually walking through, when you said slides, I was like, this sounds a little familiar, because they'll put you on a slide in a couple of coffins.
Oh my goodness, I did not hear about the coffins.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so that is a good one. That is a good one.
Amazing. Well,
Yes.
there's another attraction that's in Fort Wayne that isn't necessarily listed as a haunted house, but a haunted attraction.
Okay.
So it's the Lincoln Bank Tower, which is downtown on Berry Street. I noticed actually that it's in the profile right behind you in this Fort Wayne landscape. So I know, woo! But the Lincoln Bank Tower, created in 1930, it was the tallest building in the state until 1962, I think.
Okay.
But it's known to be haunted on each of its 22 floors by ghosts. So the legend is that there is a female ghost on floor 4 who likes to scream at visitors.
Okay.
But City of Fort Wayne does offer some great walking tours, and we'll tell you more about some of these legends and experiences. So hop on their website to find out some more info about their walking tours.
Okay, nice. And what's the next attraction?
Okay, next one's gonna be a little bit of a drive, but I promise it's worth it.
Okay.
And it's Indy Scream Park. So this is located in Anderson, Indiana, and I think if you are a total thrill seeker, this is kind of like a theme park for the thrill seeker.
Okay.
So they have 6 haunted attractions on site. So 6 different houses and other areas that you can go through. And this area is just massive. So a couple of the ones, I had to make sure I was quoting this correctly. They have one that's called the Nightmare Factory Blackout.
Okay.
It's a former power factory where the lights have gone out, and the entire immersion is in the dark.
Okay.
So that one sounds exciting, but also our City Moms have loved the zombie paintball assault.
Okay.
So the
assault part of it all.
I know. So Indy Scream Park actually is on site at the White River Paintball Association. So there's lots of great things that you could do there. But perfect, wonderful midway for you to kind of decompress from all the scares. Great beer garden. Definitely a great destination.
That sounds fun. Okay, I'm going to have to make that drive. Yes, that's a good one.
They're amazing. So our last one that we wanted to feature is a little more family friendly, because I know that we probably, you might have some littles at home who are they're not cut out for this, and that is totally fine. So let's find something for that family. And I'm sending you to Headless Horseman at Connor Prairie in Fishers.
Sounds very family friendly.
I know, right? I know. But I mean, so it is about an hour and 45 minutes from Fort Wayne, but I'll tell you how to make an overnight of it. Okay. So Headless Horseman Festival has a great midway of activities for little ones. They have a dry slide that you can go down.
Nice.
Great corn mazes. But the entire coup de grace is definitely this haunted hayride. Yeah. And you can stare right into not really the face of, since he's headless, but the Headless Horseman will come by. But lots of great family activities and food and drinks to enjoy. There's also a B&B right across the street called the Prairie Guest House, so you can make a night of it as well.
Awesome. Well, those sound really fun.
Good.
Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing those items and those attractions. Like I said, I've been to one, there's another one I'm going to, so we just got to keep it rolling.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you as always, Janine.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information about the haunted houses that Janine mentioned today, you can actually rewatch this segment by going to WANE.com, and you can also check out their website, The City Moms, and we'll be right back.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. It is time for Money Mondays, where we give you some really great financial information from one of our favorite financial advisors, Caleb Doan with Foster Financial. Hi, Caleb.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so Mondays, we're kicking it off with some very interesting information, and I think that this topic is a popular one, Social Security. So what will you be sharing with us today?
Yeah, so I think kind of a dilemma that a lot of people have when they retire is deciding when to turn on Social Security. And so I know a lot of times, on these Mondays, we like to talk about how some of these tips affect women specifically. And so I think one of these strategies that I'll talk about a little bit today is something that a lot of women should kind of understand before they decide when to turn on Social Security.
Okay.
And there's a specific rule within the Social Security system that I think people should be aware of that will ultimately impact when they should turn it on. And that rule is if a spouse, if two spouses have differing levels of Social Security benefits, which is almost always the case, typically the breadwinner is the one who has the higher Social Security benefit. If that person passes away later on in retirement, the surviving spouse's benefit increases to what their deceased spouse had. So they kind of, in a sense, take over their spouse's Social Security and then lose their own. The IRS kind of puts it in different language. They basically say that, your benefit just gets increased to what they had before. But that should impact our decision of when to turn on Social Security. So of course, with Social Security, you can turn it on as early as age 62 or as late as age 70. And every year that you delay turning on Social Security, they tell you that your benefit is going to increase.
Right.
And it increases by kind of a substantial amount. It's about 8% every single year, kind of varies a little bit, but it's a decent increase. And so, let's say there's a husband and a wife, they're both 62 years old, they both just retired, and now they have this decision of, okay, do we turn on Social Security now? Do we both delay it? Does one of us turn it on, one of us delay it? And so I think one strategy that we've looked at using in the past is delaying the benefit for the spouse who has the higher benefit. And so, for the sake of argument, let's say the husband's benefit is $3,000 a month, the wife's is going to be $2,000 a month. Since the husband's benefit is higher, that is the benefit that's going to continue on for both of their lives if one of them passes away. So if he passes away early, she's going to get his benefit for the rest of her life. And so if we want one of those Social Security benefits to increase the most, it's the husband's, because that's the one that's going to last for both of their lives.
Okay, and just to kind of take a step back, so I know that we discussed before just the fact that once you lock it in at the age, your Social Security does not have an opportunity to increase. So if you're saying you can choose it between 62 and 70 years old, if you lock it in at that rate at 62, you cannot ever get the increased amount. So that's why it's important what you're saying about waiting those years. So if you wait until 65, then it could increase and bump up. So you're saying if both spouses start off at 62 and they're like, okay, we're retired, you think that the men's benefit will really increase, like enough where it's worth waiting. Is that what you're saying?
So it all depends on a lot of factors. Including health and everything like that, because, as we've talked about before, if you delay Social Security, typically you need to live to a certain age for that delay to have been worth it. But if they're in a situation where maybe they say, hey, we have some pensions, we have some investment income, and we really just have this small gap that we need to fill. We only need to turn on one of our Social Securities. It likely makes sense to turn on the Social Security for the person who has the lower benefit and delay it for the person who has the higher benefit. Because like you said, once you turn on that Social Security, that amount is locked in. It increases a little bit each year with cost of living adjustments, but you're giving up that roughly 8% increase by delaying it.
So what if you have two spouses and the husband activates his Social Security, the wife never does, and then the husband passes away and she's never activated her Social Security? Is that the same? It will automatically go to her, or will that only happen once she activates hers?
Oh, good question. So you're forced to turn on your Social Security at age 70 because that's the latest that you can delay that Social Security. So eventually her Social Security would be turned on either way. So in that situation, she would still get the higher of the two benefits. So if hers, let's say she's 70 years old, it's going to turn on later that year. His is whatever benefit. Maybe he's a couple years older, and so his has been on for a while.
What if she's not at the required age? Let's say that she's 60 and he passed away and he has Social Security activated. What happens to his Social Security?
Oh yeah. So that's a good question, because we don't see this too often, because a lot of times in that situation the wife is still working, let's say, and so all of that kind of plays a factor. If she's still working at the time, a lot of times the Social Security benefits would be decreased so much that maybe her benefit, she would have to wait until she actually retires to start collecting her benefit. Because, when you're collecting Social Security, for every $2 that you earn, your Social Security is decreased by $1. And so that's why, you can turn on Social Security as early as age 62, but a lot of times people are still working at 62, right? And so we really wouldn't even think about turning on Social Security until they retire, because if you turn it on at 62 and you're still working, making $50,000 a year, your Social Security is probably going to be zero.
Okay.
And so it's like there are just myriad of things that you have to kind of consider when you're going to turn on Social Security. And one of them is, hey, if we have these two benefits, one of them is higher, that one might be the best one to delay.
Okay. Oh, this is good. Okay, we definitely have to dive deeper into Social Security. There's so many questions, so many follow-ups. I know this conversation is going to continue. Thank you so much, Caleb. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information about Foster Financial, we'll be sure to have their website and their phone number listed below so that you can get your complimentary consultation. And we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, you can always rewatch episodes or segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com and also checking out our YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. Life is like a sewer. What you get out of it depends on what you put into it. So have an amazing week and put something special into your sewer. And I'll see you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.